Hey there, Droidomaniacs. That's right, Mr. J is here. Before we get started this week's podcast, this podcast is brought to you by That Joker Guy. That's right, we're doing a shout out to help him out. Guess what? He is a huge fan of our page, and we love him for that. But you know what? We love him too! That's right. Besides being dressed up as the Joker all the time, being hilarious, and having some badass art, some people just are not on his page, and that kind of hurts my feelings to hear that. So, with that said, what I want you to do is go to facebook.com/thatjokerguy, or even go to his page, www.thatjokerguy.com. That's right, he's got a badass website, That Joker Guy. Subliminal messaging. With that, he's currently throwing down a contest right now. All you need to do is go to his Facebook page and share his video. That's right, Joker versus a hamburger on Pride Week. It was a funny video. Him and Amanda Cowell and another guy dressed up as Batman. I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. It was ridiculous. And you know what? He's giving away the contest just to share his video. Who does that? He does that. And with that said, all you need to do is like his page, and you can share his video, and you get ballots. How do you go wrong? And you got to make sure it's public at least. It doesn't ask for much. But with that said, here's your prizes. If you win, you can win Uncanny X-Men Days of Future Past iPhone, iPad download. Win. Also, you can win one of his commissioned pieces of art. Let me tell you, I buy his art. I love his art. So you should love his art. Also, he's also given away a copy of the Killing Joke hardcover. That's pretty awesome. So what are you doing? Are you liking his page right now? You should be, because I already did, and I've already shared his video. So with that said, go to facebook.com, That Joker Guy, share his stuff, and then say the droid sent you. That'd be pretty awesome. And whatever you do, don't ask to see the magic trick. He's got a giant ass pencil. Booyah! Jimmy Chunka!
Welcome to the Droids You Are Looking For Canada on Facebook, on Twitter, now on G+, and the podcast starts now.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
This is Droid Talk!
And we're here, and Rick is back. Rick, this is Spinal Tap.
I am back. Yes.
So,
and yes, I did.
Go ahead.
Oh, I said, and yes, I did. Spinal Tap.
No, when you were getting your Spinal Tap, did they at least put on a laser light show?
No, and they wouldn't even let me take my headphones in so that I could listen to it.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Getting a Spinal Tap while listening to Spinal Tap.
I so wanted to have Stonehenge going while they stuck a needle in my back.
Was Stormy allowed in the room at least?
She wasn't allowed in while they were doing it, but she was allowed in to see the room before they did it.
You know, they could have done... You could have listened to Stonehenge on your headphones, and then Stormy could have had like laser pointers. Pew, 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 pew. Fuck. So safe to say Rick's okay. Are you okay, Rick?
Yes, I'm okay. I have survived. We'll see what happens from here.
You have 5 vials of spinal fluid later. You don't need that, do you?
No, and I swear to God, it just looks like water.
Oh. Well, that's good. Hope you don't drink your own spinal fluid. That'd be kind of awkward. So we've been putting this off because you obviously have been in and out of hospitals, and you were the correspondent on the scene for Phoenix ComicCon.
I was, yes, and I apologize for being so late. My medical issues kind of took a little bit of precedence, but yes.
Don't play it off that you didn't use your physical ailments as ways. We all know you enjoyed the wheelchair.
Actually, it was quite fun, but yeah, on May 31st, me, my wife, and a couple of friends went to Phoenix ComicCon. It was my first Comic-Con, so I mean, I'm not totally averse as to what everything I'm supposed to do and everything like that, so we went, checked it out, and it was quite the experience.
Now, during this time, while you were there, I was actually at another con at the same time. So we're technically, was I at the same con at the same time, or was that the week before? Maybe, no, you went the week before, did you not, or was it the same day?
No, it was the same day. You were at...
Oh, that was June then. It wasn't May. It was June.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, when you're drugged all the time,
Yeah.
days don't matter. It's kind of funny because we were on the scene at Niagara Falls Comic-Con, and you were on the scene at Phoenix ComicCon. So it's kind of like a historic event for the droids because we were at two cons at the same time, not two girls, one cup. Don't anyone get messed up with that. I mean, we had a lot of fun where we were, but at the same time, though, we were kind of sitting back, wondering what Rick was up to. Yeah, he didn't do... Well, he did do what I asked him to do, but it did not achieve maximum results, per se. He happened to run into one of my favorite cosplayers of all time, Ivy Doom Kitty, and he proposed to her for me via phone. Didn't go so well.
Yes, he got rejected. And, yeah, no, we did run into Ivy Doom Kitty. A lot of really good cosplay. There was a lot of subpar, but hey, that's what it's all about, is having fun with it anyway.
Right.
Tons and tons of costumes. I think there would have been more had we gone. Sadly, we went on the Sunday, which was the last day, because it was a 4-day event. But there was still a lot there. I believe the final total came out to 700,000 people for the entire con.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, it actually broke the record for the most people at the Comic-Cons so far in Phoenix.
Now, it's really bothersome to me because, and this is not me being cheap, so I don't want anyone to think I'm being cheap. I do have my cheap moments. Rick knows that. But I think that there was so much more to do at that con than there was in Niagara Falls Comic-Con, and the prices clearly different. Maybe it's the American to Canadian currency difference. I don't know, but just we had a conversation. I think it was a Saturday before, and we were just talking about prices for photo shoots and meet and greets, and it's so much cheaper at the Phoenix Comic-Con, which was a bigger con, which is making me scratch my head compared to Niagara Falls Comic-Con. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do due to financial constraints, but Rick got to basically mingle with everyone. He put up some fantastic cosplay costumes. I saw a couple of them that really blew my mind, but I was kind of, I won't lie, I was disappointed with Ivy Doom Kitty because I was kind of hoping to see her in one of her more memorable costumes, but she was doing the what's her face from
the Velma.
The Velma from Scooby-Doo, and that costume just doesn't sell me. She looks great no matter what. She can wear just a garbage bag, and I'll think it's fantastic. But
she actually won a award for her costume there for one of the newspapers that's out here. They were having just contests for cosplayers and everything like that for the con, and she won one of the awards for hers. So.
Yeah, I think I did see that pop up at her page because I do creepily stare at it. I mean, go there often. I think what I was kind of just waiting for, because I know there was a lot of vendors there. Was there any real vendors that really stood out to you?
The one that honestly I was the most impressed with was Dark Horse. They had tons of freebies, everything from bracelets and pins. It's all useless little stuff, but I mean, it's their collector value for it. So,
yeah.
And they had like action figures. One of the things that really drew me to it is they had so many action figures, and I was literally sitting there going through, and the prices were like $20 to $30 for these figures that normally you see in the store for like $50 to $100.
Right.
So I was deeply saddened that I didn't have any extra money at that point.
Well, I think that it's great to hear that Dark Horse did have a presence, because what really does annoy me from the cons I've gone to anyways, I will say, that there isn't much of a presence of the actual mainstream comic books. Like, I mean, Fan Expo, they have like a Marvel-ish display, but I mean, I rarely see a heavy DC display that makes me want to go there. And I know you can go on about freebies as much as you want, but when it comes down to it, if you want to build a customer base, sometimes you got to give shit away for make people to see it. And there wasn't really much given away at Niagara Falls Comic Con, if anything at all. There was one random Edge of Tomorrow booth that no one knew why they were even there. If you're not aware, that's the Tom Cruise film that apparently did not do well in box office.
Yeah.
But that was basically everything else is pretty straightforward. I think the big selling point of any con will always be the cosplayers. And from my experience from Niagara Falls Comic Con, I got to meet Zombie Bit Me, and I got to meet a couple other people over time, which now I've become quite friends with. Is there anyone that you were upset you didn't get a chance to meet or didn't have time to?
Well, I really wanted to pay the $50 and meet Bruce Campbell. I got to see him in his white suit, and he just awesome. The chin was you could see it from a mile away. But I did really want to meet him. Unfortunately, that never happened. Todd McFarlane was there, but not. He was never at his booth whenever we came by.
Oh.
He lives in the area, so I mean, that the chance for me to meet him is pretty frequent. So.
Well, it's funny about Todd McFarlane. I don't think he's announced for Fan Expo yet. I really hope he is, because he does do free comic book signings, which is very nice. He doesn't have to do that, but he does. But I'm not sure if I told you this, but I found when me and Ryan were out doing our comic book gauntlet, if you did see that on our Facebooks, I ended up finding one of his original Spider-Man runs he did just before he was doing Spawn, called Spider-Man Torment series, where the Lizard went crazy and he actually killed Kraven the Hunter, if you know who that is. I'm not sure if you're up to snuff when it comes down to Spider-Man, because that's pretty much my extent of it, short of Venom. And I found it for cheap. I'm like, holy shit, this is worth a lot of money. Now I need to get it signed by Todd McFarlane.
Yeah. I actually have a Todd McFarlane store probably 10 minutes away, and he's there probably once a month doing signings. So
we'll have to coordinate a trip next year where I fly to Arizona roughly around the time that he's going to be there.
Oh, absolutely. He lives here in the Valley, so I mean, it's pretty common for him to visit his stores. But another one that I actually was pretty cool that I got to meet, and you'll forgive me because I don't remember his name off the top of my head. Again, all the drugs. But I got to meet one of the Cyanide Happiness guys. And,
yeah.
He was drawing pictures for everyone. If you brought your own paper, he'd just draw on it for you for free, and that was pretty cool. He was a pretty funny guy.
I think that's Matt or Mike. I get them mixed up all the time. He wasn't dressed up in a banana suit again, was he?
No.
Or was it Rob? Was it Rob?
The name Matt sounds familiar. So
I know there's a bunch of them, so it's kind of.
He had curly hair and glasses, and he was wearing a vest. So
yeah, I think that sounds like Rob more than anything. Yeah, I met them at Fan Expo last year, and they were dressed up in banana suits.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I was originally with my ex. I was going to get. We were going to get our own comic strip done with Cyanide and Happiness. I think that would have been kind of epic. Maybe I will do that this year. I don't know. Fan Expo's lining up to be a big one this year, and I think what I'm really looking forward to, and Rainer's really looking forward to, is one, we have to throw ourselves at Stan Lee's feet. That's non-negotiable. We have to do the "we're not worthy" in front of him. But I don't know if you know this, but I'm stuck in a dilemma. I don't know who should I meet here. Should I meet Bruce Campbell, which I already know your answer, or should I meet Sir Patrick Stewart? That's a tough one for me.
Yeah, that is a tough one. If it wasn't $100 a pop, I'd say both of them.
Absolutely. But, I mean, it's freaking Patrick Stewart. Bruce Campbell. I get that. And Bruce Campbell, I don't know if you know this part as well, but Bruce Campbell wants to make a horror version of the Expendables.
No, I didn't hear that. But
That is
I
what he wants to do right now, is make his own version of the Expendables with horror icons like Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers. And I'm like, that'd be a nice comedic relief movie. It better not make more than one of them. I don't think it'll do that well. But that's good that Bruce Campbell hasn't really given up. But mind you, and I'm not trying to be rude about Bruce, he's got to slim down just a little bit before he wants to put on the Ash shirt again.
Yeah, he has gotten bigger. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, when you get to his age, right, there's no point in caring, and he's had a lot of success in Burn Notice, so, I mean, he's really enjoying life, and he lives out in Arizona as well, so maybe you should go find his house and tell Brucey that we want an interview.
I did not know that. I am going to stalk him.
You did not know he lived in Arizona? Yeah, shit. I actually emailed him back in 1999, and this is obviously a historic moment because I can tell you the year, and this is before the social network and Facebook and everything was created, and I loved Bruce Campbell, and I still do to this day. And if you are wondering, did me purchasing the Ash pop figure piss off Rainer? Absolutely. It was the last one in the region. Boom.
Now, here's the question. Did you get an email back?
Yes, actually I did. I emailed him basically stating that I was a huge fan like everyone else does, and I had my whole star fever of, oh, Bruce Campbell. And then he emailed me back, and the story starts off on a high note. And he emailed me back saying, you know what, you keep doing what you're doing, you'll end up having, you end up being successful like me, and there's lots of land around me, you can move in next door. So I was like, Bruce Campbell told me I should keep doing it. And then, 2 years later, I emailed him back, and then it gave me the same message. I'm like, fucker, he has an automated message. This is horse shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, and it was crushed just like that. So you know what? I should go meet him at Fan Expo and call him on his shit.
Call him out on the canned messages.
You fucking told me that I can move next door. Build my house. Now. Fuck.
Yeah. All in all, I do wish that, I had done more. Next time I'm definitely going to go. I guess on Thursday night, it opened up at 6 o'clock and went until 2 o'clock in the morning. So, I imagine that was pretty fun.
Well, they also do a lot of their panels that go late into the night because the understanding that, we don't have that up here, obviously. But we have a lot of, this year, if time permits, it's Labor Day weekend for Fan Expo, so we'll be all off on Monday because I know Rainer doesn't have to work, and I'm taking the day off as well. I'm taking Labor Day as a stat. So, basically, if there's going to be an after party, because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So if there's going to be an after party, we're probably going to stick around for the after party. We had a chance to go to the after party at Niagara Falls Comic-Con. If we did, we would have. I think it was the party with the Ripping Friends, and Tony Todd was there, and I would have had a great to have another conversation with him. He was a great guy. I don't know if Dave Faustino was still there, but we also have another Comic-Con in Hamilton, which is now Lou Ferrigno is coming to that again. So I'm excited because I like Lou Ferrigno ever since I met him last year.
Yeah.
It's the Hulk.
He's not dead like the meme said he was.
Oh, that pissed me off. I got borderline violent over that. Just because I hate when people do that shit. And I remember when they said, who died? I don't remember who. I think it was Paul Walker. They said Paul Walker was dead, and I actually disregarded it at first, because I'm like, this is horse shit. I don't want this. I don't want this shit on my page. And then sure enough, as time goes on, I'm like, oh wait a minute, he's actually dead. And then I had to pull up TMZ, and then I think I was even talking to Andrew about it. And I'm like Andrew, I think he's actually dead. He's like, yeah, CNN says he's dead. I'm like, fuck, we lost Paul Walker.
Yeah, I'm really getting pissed off at all those that are going around now. I don't even get why people are doing that. It's just a piss off. I don't want to rant.
No, it's not even that. It's just, listen. It's just to piss off because there's no financial gain. If there was some type of financial, which is still horrible, I'm not condoning it, I'm just saying, if there's some type of financial gain, then I would understand. But there's nothing, so I don't get what's the point of people doing it. But I digress. But, all right, well, this was a little bit of a fun podcast. It's been kind of put off for a while. Rick, you need to just start doing some work, buddy. Come on.
Yes.
You got to come on the podcast with some info.
Yes, I know. I apologize. I've literally been in and out of the hospital like nonstop lately, so my apologies to everyone. I will be in more as we go.
Listen, you're not hardcore, Rick, because we both know. I don't think... Man, do you think they'll be bringing my microphone if I ever go to the hospital? What's he doing with the microphone? I'm running a podcast! Shut up!
Oh, I was on so much morphine that I don't think you would have even wanted to hear. Actually, it probably would have been pretty funny.
Probably could have got ratings out of it, Rick. That's what I'm trying to say here. You're missing out on ratings.
True. All right, next time.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for listening to me and Rick's rant. Well, became a rant at the end, but say Rick definitely had a great time at Phoenix ComicCon, and next year, maybe, and this is a maybe, I will fly down to Phoenix and I will go to that one. Do something different.
We're going to see if we can make it happen. It's huge. You will be amazed at how big it is.
Indeed. And with that, enjoy your chimichanga.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening to the Droids You Are Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.